Hi, welcome back. So we are doing another video to work on some more ephemera for the journal, Sunprints journal, and you can make any kind of ephemera. I mean, you can use anything for ephemera. But what we're going to do is I have a piece of this wallpaper scrap from what we cut off to put in the pages, and we're going to decorate that. So and I also have this really pretty die that comes in the Sunprints, the Nature's Prints. It is this die here, and it cuts this beautiful wreath out. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna cut it up. I have some left here, so we're going to use this piece. And we're going to use this, which is a label die, also in the Nature's Prints. We're going to use that as a decoration. It's this one right here. And I've cut a bunch of foliage out. Now, if you remember in the other video, I don't have a stitch of Starry Sky. But I really want to incorporate that, and I'll be placing an order at some point. But I really wanted to incorporate that. So what I did is I just watercolored some scrap. So I'll show you on this piece here. The wreath dies has this piece that pops out of the center. And so I watercolored this so I didn't have to waste it and die cut my pieces that I wanted out of it. So let me see if there's any in here. There's a little bit, but you can just squeeze the stamp pad and get some of that color in there. And then take water painters, and I find that I'm actually using the big brush quite often right now. So there's some water in here, and I can just push a little bit of water in there, and I'll go ahead and paint that circle because I'll probably die cut that out too. A couple of drops just to get some in there to paint on here. And to get my Starry Sky color, I just spread it around and let it dry. And then once it's dry, I'll die cut it out. It has this purpley blue color. I really, really love it. And then to save, I'll clean this later. To save this, you can just flip this up and put your stamp pad away like that, and that will stay dry on there. So now that I made a mess on my nice clean paper, I'm gonna see if this will grab it here. Grab some of it up just to dry it. Okay, I'm gonna flip it, and we're gonna get started on this belly band. So I am going to be using some ribbon. This, I believe this ribbon is no longer available through Stampin' Up, but it works really well for this, I think. Once I get cooled off a little bit, I'm going to come in here and clean my room. I have very limited space in my craft room. Here we go. Here it is. So we have this. It's embroidery ribbon. It's very, very pretty. And what we're going to do on this belly band, this is the main belly band piece, and I love it because it has textures and it has some glitter. So what we're going to do is we're going to just glue this down the center, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my measurement that I think I need for that. And if I'm a little bit off, I can cut some. I won't be wasting too much. Okay, put that aside. I'm going to use my 3-in-1 for this because it's the fabric. Okay. Put some glue on the other side. And when it's hot like it is right now, it's cooling down. It's like 83 in our house right now, so that's cooling down. This glue will tend to bubble because it's warm. Okay, so we have that. We'll go ahead and stick this down the center. and it gets tacky. It holds in place. It needs to dry, but we can work with it while it's drying. So I'm going to cut off the excess. Okay, so there's that. While I was creating this belly band, I was thinking about what to incorporate in that, and I love the way that this looks on here. This is shimmery white paper, so it has kind of a glittery, it has glitter in the paper. So I'm going to center that on there, and I'm going to use the same glue. Put some down the center. And I'm just eyeballing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so that is down. And then we're going to go ahead and decorate with my my watercolored die cut. So some of the other floral pieces that are in here, in the dies that coordinate with that stamp set, are these really pretty. These are the Starry Sky ones that I've cut out, and they have a little bit of a shimmer. Some of them do. Nope, they all do, because I cut it out of that paper. So you have some of these, and I cut them in different, and you have some of these little foliage pieces. So what I want to do is I want to glue one of these in the center, and that'll bring some of that Starry Sky in there. So I like to die cut just to kind of prep when I have them out. If I have a bunch of scraps in color, different colors, I like to die cut a whole bunch out so that they're always available when I need them or when I'm looking for something. So I'm going to get these put away. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and glue this in the center. Reverse tweezers help with this quite a bit. You can just dot in the big spaces. This is also this Tombow Mono liquid glue. I got this from the person I signed up under for Stampin' Up! As a gift. And I love it. Okay, so we're gonna put that right in the center and let that dry. Doesn't take too long to dry. Okay, so for now we are ready to put that into our journal, and I'm gonna put this on the back page because it's cardstock. The Sunprints cardstock, and I think it'll it's stronger. So we're just going to kind of center that in the page, and since we're going to have a piece that comes in and out, I'm actually going to use this 3-in-1 glue, so I don't have to worry about it's going to get a lot of wear and tear. So I'm going to put this, put a little on each end, and then like glue it into your journal. Center it as best you can. It's not very centered, but that's okay. It's so pretty. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this apart and put this, and I'm okay with it going up over the edge. We're gonna put this on the top and on the bottom. So I think I want more of this piece on the top, so I'm going to cut this part out. Okay. So I think that would look really pretty there. And that will look really nice there. So we're going to go ahead and use this glue. I think this will hold just fine. Okay. Oops, I didn't want any on this upper leaf here. So I'm just going to wipe that off. Okay. Hold that so it'll glue down. And I've already cut the piece for what we're going to slide in there. I'm just going to make sure this glue is not on there. I've already cut the piece for that's going to slide in and out of here, and we can always adjust it. I tell you, I'm so messy with glue. Okay. That on there, and then we'll get this piece here on the bottom. So what we're going to make to go in here is we're going to make a large journal card. It's going to be very simple. Okay. All right, that's good. So we're just going to use a piece of, this is shimmery white cardstock. So I'm going to round the corners. So I'm going to use my corner chomper. I'm going to do the 1/2 inch side. Rounded. All right, so I'm gonna move this journal aside, and let's make sure that'll fit in there. That will nicely. Okay, so we're gonna set that aside, let that dry while we work on this. So what I'm gonna do is for this journal card is we're gonna stamp the large leaf, and I think we're going to do it in Night of Navy. Let me see if that's the one I want to do. Get some more scrap paper. Yes, I want to do Night of Navy, so I'm just going to kind of do a little pattern on here. Flip that around and do it on this corner. And then I'm just going to kind of go around the edges. I think I want to do it like that. Go this way. Just make a fun pattern. I'm going to put something here in the center. It's going to be one of these, but we're going to do a cutout of it. So let's put bigger leaves like that on the edge. That's pretty. And then we'll do poke some of that in there. And I want some more on this side. So we'll go down. That's nice. There we go. I like that. Okay. So there's that. That's the start of our card. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Pacific Point. So on this, we're going to cut it out of some cream cardstock, off-white. Clean off my stamp. Okay. So we're going to take the Pacific Point, get this inked up, and stamp on this cream. Pretty, pretty. Now, one more thing I'm going to do before we die cut this is I need 2 more of these stamped for the other ephemera that we're going to do. So I need 2 more of these stamped in Night of Navy. I think. What color did I stamp them in? No, I think I stamped those in black, so we need 2 more in black. Okay. And we're going to do a fun little, we're going to have a little play. And it's on cream too. Here we go. Memento ink. Go ahead and stamp 1 more of these on this one in black. And that way we can just die cut them all 3 out. Okay, there's that, and I think this is a piece of, nope, it is not. Let me see if I can find another scrap here. Try to use my scraps before I pull a piece out. There we go. This will work. Okay, we need 1 more. Perfect. Okay, so there's those 3 pieces. Now I'm going to move this out of the way so we can bring in the mini stamp, mini cut and emboss machine in. Grab the die for that. And I'm just cutting this down because it is a mini, so it only fits a certain width. But all of the dies in here except the wreath that I showed you will fit in this machine. In order to get the wreath, you'll have to do the larger Stamp and Cut emboss machine, which I don't have yet, but I will at some point. I have a die cutting machine, so that's why I haven't rushed to buy it. But I really like the portability and how it folds up and it's out of the way. My other one, I have a Sizzix. It's really big and sitting on the floor right now because I have nowhere to put it. I like it. It just, I always have small spaces for my craft room, so these machines, and they work really well. Stampin' Up machines do. Okay, so we're gonna just cut these 3 out. Really quick. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I'm trying to keep them at 30 minutes, mainly because I have a hard time getting them off my phone onto the computer. They're longer. Okay, I'm going to cut this down. Now see, that didn't go good because I didn't have this down, one, and I didn't have it staggered right. That's the other thing, you don't want the dies and the paper up too high. If you have it close to that lip, it's not going to fit. Okay, and with the last one. I'm having so much fun with these journals. I haven't made journals in about a year, so this has really been really fun to work with this. And I do some card tutorials too. I have a couple of cards. I have a card I made for a challenge for our Butterfly Friends group. I'm learning a new technique. Alright, so we've got these 3 cut. I'm just going to set that aside for now to save time. Sorry for that loud banging. Okay, so for this one here, I want to put that on the center, in the center here, just to have another color, and it's one of the colors that's included in this kit, just to have a variation. So we'll get that down, glued down. There we go. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is I want to take some, I'm actually going to do, we're going to have all 3 of the blues in here. I'm going to take some of the Starry Sky on this finger dauber, which we also have available, and just get a little bit on there, and we're gonna ink the edges. I always enjoyed inking the edges when we were doing when I was doing the journals. I think it just adds a little extra. So this is the large journal card that's going to go in the belly band, and you have a pretty image here that helps decorate it, and then we're going to the back is for writing, and then we're going to go ahead and ink this side as well. Okay, so it has a nice blue edge to it. All right, we're going to put that into our journal. Slide that in there, and I think that just completes it. That's so pretty. I love that. And there's a little sparkle. Okay, so the next piece is going to take these two pieces and we're going to decorate the center. And that won't take too long. So another thing that we have, and I've played with it some, you'll need your 2 die cut pieces. You will need the pastel assortment. It has, oh goodness, what is this color? Night of Navy in it. So we're going to use the Night of Navy. And I just saw it here, Q-tip. I'm going to use a Q-tip. I used a Kleenex and I get smeary with it. So I'm going to use a Q-tip. And all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of color. So I'm going to go along like these darker edges and just put some of this in there. This pastel in there. And you can follow some of the darker lines, but I don't do them all. I just do some. So I'll bring this up to show you. See, I have, oops, the blue there, just in some of these areas here. I'm going to do the same thing here because we're going to do it to both. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so we're going to take our Q-tip and we're going to just brush up. Brush along and bring some of this color up into the leaf with this. And you can always add more if you feel like you need more. And I do want to add a little bit more in here, so I'm just put a little bit in there, brush it up and bring that up. So there's that piece, and we're going to do the same thing with this piece. Bring it up. Okay, I want a little more in here, a little more in there. There, it's nice. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. The other thing I like about journal making is mixed media, like you can use anything. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. I'll bring this up so you can see how just bringing it up, it doesn't color the whole leaf, but it brings some of that blue up in there. So we've done both of these. So we're going to grab our journal. And right here, we're going to turn these into side tucks in here. So when you're turning them into side tucks, you need to pay attention to where you're putting the glue. We're going to want to put the glue, let me grab this, take your pick. You're going to want to put your glue right here and here, you know, all the way down the side. And you can even put it up to the stem here. So that way it has something to tuck into. And we're going to keep it as far over to the side as we can without going into this pretty ruffle. So I'm going to grab this. And we're going to do that on both sides. So it's good to place it first so you know where it's going to sit and where you need to glue. Just like that. And then we are going to place it right there. I'm just going to hold it there a minute while that dries. Now on this one, you're going to do the opposite side. Okay, so on this one, we're going to glue on these edges right here. And we'll do here on the stem. Okay, place that where I want it. Hold that down for a minute. Now our journal cards are going to be plain but frilly, because this is really pretty in here as it is, and we're not going to do the cream. We're going to do white, and I have some die cut out already. I have these two, and they came from the I think it's Color and Contour die set that I don't believe is available anymore. I'll have to check on that. But you can do any kind, you can use any kind of journal cards. Oops, these ones might be the ones that are too big. Oh, these here. I'm going to use these ones. So these are just going to slide right in there. So it's from the same die set. I'll check on that. I'm going to slide this in there. And I thought I would just leave them plain because this is really pretty the way that it is. You've got the scallop borders, you've got the white in there with the cream to bring the white up back here. But I thought you could write on both sides. The recipient could also decorate the front the way they want, or this is a great place for pictures, because these type of journals aren't just written in. Ephemera from trips or pictures or whatever are put in here as well. So that could be used as a mat for a picture for either side. So that was my thought process on there. So that is what we have so far. That's for decorating the journal. I will come back again with some more ephemera. I'm still working on that, but that's what I've come up with so far. I hope you're enjoying the video, and I hope you're crafting along with me. I will see you on the next one.